All right, Bites with Bytes, episode 15 with Bolton Valley.
Your website could be better, let's make it right. Together with Bytes.
All right, hello Bolton Valley, and welcome to an exciting episode of Bites with Bytes. How are you guys doing today? Is it snowing up there?
It is. I think I'm the only one up here, but yeah, it's snowing. It's a little bit of rain maybe still, but it's coming down, whatever it is. Both things.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for joining us. We, for everyone at home, we built a new website for Bolton Valley this year. Bolton Valley was built by the Deloriers family back in the day. And so we've got Adam Deloriers here, and then Andrew and Scott from the marketing team. So yeah, Bolton changed ownership 2 years ago. Is that correct? When you guys took it back over? 3 years.
3 years ago.
So Adam, how's it been being back in the driver's seat at Bolton Valley?
Well, I can't really claim the full driver's seat, but surprisingly natural. In some ways feels like we never really left, which we didn't for very long. We've certainly, half my family still, lives up here anyway and has for decades. My folks for sure. But, it's all very familiar terrain, that's for sure.
Cool. How did the mountain actually get started back? Did your dad just decide to build a ski mountain?
Pretty much. Yeah, he and his dad. They owned a farm. They moved up from Massachusetts originally when my dad was in high school, and then and they owned and operated a farm that was pretty much centered right where the Burlington exit is off of I-89 now, or the I don't know, it's not a Hilton or it's not a Sheraton anymore, but the hotel there. And then they put the highway in, and through eminent domain, they sold the land and flipped that into buying the property up here for Bolton Valley and developing it. Yeah, so that was, I think it opened in '63.
Awesome. Yeah, you guys have been doing some pretty cool Facebook Live ski movies. So I guess I didn't realize how extensive the family history of extreme skiing was. What was that all about?
Yeah, well, that's, we have quite a trove, there's no doubt. And it's been a good venue to kind of none of that stuff was digital. It's like half of it we recorded off of VHS tape, which was no small process really to find a VHS player that actually worked, first of all, and then to find any tapes that weren't just total garbage, that had just disintegrated over time, like the audio doesn't work or something, they're scratched or the tape's broken or.
Yeah.
But so that's been kind of a fun process. It's taken a surprising amount of work to actually digitize those and get them up online. So that's fun.
You guys are doing those on Wednesday nights? Is that the schedule?
Yeah, Wednesday nights at 8. Yeah.
It's been cool to John McLaughlin from our beer league team.
Yes.
He texted me and was pretty excited to see the first one. I've heard the response from a couple other people, so kudos to you guys to kind of making that pivot, making that move, because it's definitely cool. And if anyone watches, you can see the kind of community camaraderie in the comments section, and it's a cool way to kind of get everyone together with the ski resort closed.
Yeah, for sure. What started out as just stroking our own egos just turned into kind of a fun little event. It's been nice.
How many of those are there? I mean, was there 3 videos, or are we going to be all set up for until June?
Oh yeah, no, there's plenty. There's plenty of fodder. And even still, as it is, we've been cutting them down, for whatever, just to kind of they get a little, they kind of drag on a little bit. The pace of 25-year-old ski movies is a little slower than they are now. So Yeah, we've been cutting them down a bit, and so they're also just sort of like random segments that we've taken out that we can also like do a best of kind of compile compilation later on too. So no, there's plenty. Some of it though we still have to
on
get
YouTube or anything.
What now?
You gonna put them up on YouTube now that they're digitized?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I think we kind of have to like review exactly what we have the rights to. We've been pretty on it though so far. Everything so far we have the rights to show, but we got to start asking permission soon, and then who knows what we can do with it. But there's Warren Miller stuff out there that's still floating. There's a bunch of North Face films from Eric Perlman that we have to go still. We kind of lassoed in Scott Gaffney originally. That's been fun. And then the Egan's, Dan Egan gave us permission. I'm sure pretty much like the 25-year-old ski movies, anybody that owns the rights to them will be more than happy to have them have a presence somewhere. I mean, they may have even generated a couple of old VHS sales.
Sure.
Who knows? I mean, really, most of them aren't even on DVD.
Right. So what else are you guys doing to kind of, I guess, keep the spirit going, keep the community going while everyone's at home instead of skinning and at the bar and enjoying, spring skiing in the corn snow and everything?
Well, that's the trick, isn't it? I mean, Scott, feel free to jump in here. Or Andrew, I mean, we did, we've kind of kicked some ideas around, currently working on some yoga bit, stay healthy while quarantining kind of thing. A couple of our local community members up here have kind of jumped in to do some of that, and we're getting that going. Just today we started a round of phone calls to talk to some of our pass holders and just to say hi and connect and see what people are doing and how they feel we're doing, how they feel about this year and what they're looking forward to for next year. And so that kind of direct outreach stuff. But yeah, back me up here, Scott, Andrew.
Yeah, no, I think that's, I mean, we're kind of a little bit of fish out of water, I think, with you guys at Bytes. This comes pretty naturally to you. You live on your computers. For us, a few of us live on our computers, and most of us are kind of on this call. Well, Adam lives in the backcountry a lot too. That's a big part of what he does at Bolton Valley. But what most of our resort and our hundreds of employees are centered around are delivering experiences in person, right? So like getting on lifts, going out in the backcountry, having a beer in the tavern, really gathering and sharing community on the mountain. So it's been a bit of a transition, to say the least. But when we first, Adam said it was kind of an ego stroke. Really, it was Andrew and I being like, "Were you in a bunch of old ski movies? Can we just, can you please, can we do something with that?" He's like, "Sure." And a few texts to the Gaffneys and Vegans, and here we are 3 weeks later with a lot of fun movie nights shared online on Facebook where people are live chatting along, and we realized pretty quickly that there was an opportunity to still connect with our guests and the people who love us and create community, even though it was not exactly what we had in mind. We wish we were doing that while sitting on a chair with them, getting the pad. I think it's about to snow up at Bolton Valley again. Don't tell anyone. Yeah, we'd much rather be sitting on the chairs just like anyone else and lap in the woods. But we're lucky. I mean, thanks to what the Delorier family has done for 50 years and the ownership that was here for the 20 years in between, luckily kind of continued some of the core missions, which was really just like family first. And we have these after school programs. So we've taught a lot of people to ski and ride over the years. And so there's this real sense of community, as an independent local ski resort with our guests, which frankly, I think most ski resorts have in their pass holder base, just really committed, loyal customers. And so we're just trying to engage and connect with them any way we can. So Friday night, Andrew's got something lined up for us tomorrow night with DJ Fatty B. We'll be live streaming. He'll be taking requests live in the chat stream. And then what Adam mentioned there with Colleen, kind of a Bolton Valley powerhouse of fitness, doing some fitness things. Andrew, I don't know if you want to speak to Fatty B night.
Yeah, we thought it was a little bit of a bummer to have to end without getting to have our full calendar of live music for March and the beginning of April played through. So Fatty B, he's become a little bit of a Bolton regular the last year and a half or so. Long time local Burlington greater area DJ. We're gonna have a little live stream, kind of like quarantine style dance party, if you will. I guess we're gonna go with Zoom for that one rather than Facebook Live. But we just put up the event on Facebook, and he'll be sharing all the credentials for that. If you want to get in on it, make yourself a cocktail, dress up, dance, by yourself at your house if you're into that. If you're not, leave it alone. But if you're also interested, I believe it will be streaming on the radio as well, and I think the information for that is also on our Facebook event. But yeah, looking forward to that one. And if it's fun, maybe we'll do it again. Just looking for anything and everything to let people know that we're still here, still doing stuff, and we want them to be a part of it.
Interesting side note here is actually in a couple of the movies we've been showing the last couple of weeks, Fatty B's featured in the soundtrack as part of Belizbaha, and that is from over 20 years ago. We used a bunch of Belizbaha tunes with him as a front man and the rest of the band. It was good. It was groovy.
It blew my mind.
Everything comes full circle. I say it a lot, and I run in a community of I have a lot of skier friends and whatnot, and you'll find yourself running into the same people through different channels, obviously. And there's only so many cool people, right? And so it's just natural. A lot of dorks out there. So yeah, I always crack up when you can draw that connection a couple different ways to someone. That's funny. So what's on the docket for this summer? Like, let's say that things open up in early May, and that we're starting to loosen up restrictions, and people can start to think about getting outside, and the mud's dried up a little bit, so people can be around at Bolton. What's on the calendar?
Well, this year, I think we've got a few different things lined up. We got our kids' summer camps set up for the second year in a row now. That's coming back full force this year, so that's fun. It's a little funky this year. Obviously, the sign-ups, people are a little hesitant to go signing up for stuff yet. We're not sure exactly when they can start, which is kind of awkward. But we're certainly still, planning to move ahead with those and hoping that as we get back into normalcy, that people will still be psyched on that. They know that if need be and possible, they will still be running for sure. So that we had some mountain biking going on. We're certainly working on. We have a Eastern States Cup happening at the end of June. That's going to be fun, downhill event, and and then I think our first event for the summer is another seafood boil for Father's Day. That's going to be those were a lot of fun last year, and awesome, delicious food and libations and music and the whole bit. So that'll be fun. And then aside from that, we're kind of growing some doing some work around the resort as well. We have a lot of work on the hotel. It's going to start to kick in. A lot of renovation work going there. We are working towards building up our mountain bike park, and that's going to be really exciting. And so those things are kind of happening simultaneously with the rest of the stuff we got going. For a while there wasn't anything going on at Bolton during the summer for a few decades. Started again summer before last. So, that's kind of a slow build up there for us, but it's definitely happening, and it's growing, and it's, hopefully all things are go for this summer. For sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, that's been one of the big things, right, is getting the summer rejuvenated. It's a shame to have, so much space up there and, and not have people going up during the summer months.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, it's beautiful up here. in the summer, and our location is still awesome, and the access from Burlington area is easy and fast, and it totally makes sense for sure.
I just went for the first time to a birthday party a couple months ago that was in the fitness center there with the skate park and the pool, and there's pool tables and kind of a little event room so that the family can set up cakes and presents and whatnot. And I thought that was pretty awesome. It was something I'd never even really realized was an option for a birthday party until we were there. So anyone planning a birthday party, definitely think about Bolton, provided it's not in the next 2 months. But yeah, what are you guys? So what's the mountain bike expansion looking like? Is there going to be lift service, or I know my son signed up for a couple of the mountain bike camps. We're just he's 8 years old, so we I mountain biked a little bit as a kid, like certainly nothing serious, and haven't really done much as an adult. But yeah, we got back into it last summer. As he's kind of expressed interest, and I got myself a new mountain bike, upgraded my 1990s model, and so yeah, what are you guys doing up there? What's going on for mountain bike stuff?
Well, there's an existing network of downhill trails that have been here for a while that are burly, for sure. So those we've kind of revamped those already. So that's seeing a little resurgence in attention there. That's nice. But I think our next step is then to make a much larger network of trails that are more approachable and accessible for people like us that haven't ridden in a while, that don't want to go jumping into, a double black diamond downhill, super gnar downhill. I mean, they're not that bad. There's a couple. I can ride a couple of them. But yeah, so definitely, and lift service is in the plan for sure. Not this year, but hopefully in the not too distant future. If plans proceed as planned, hopefully maybe summer after this one, maybe. I don't want to promise anything.
Yeah,
but
let's just put a big asterisk on anything that's our development plans right now are just kind of in that unfortunate holding pattern. So this is still some permitting. There's, it'll be interesting to see how long this goes on and affects, how quickly we can spin things back up. But the goal is, we are totally committed to, is a world-class mountain bike park is the goal. And it'll take however many years it does to fully fulfill that. But as far as lift service, definitely not this year, but very best case scenario, take it with a grain of salt. If everything goes well and we can, we'll turn on the list next summer. If not next summer, hopefully the year after. But yeah, it's kind of hard to make any of those forecasts right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's sort of our biggest hurdle right now as far as the COVID scene is just the little curveball of, how long does this last? What are the ramifications? How does that affect things? But otherwise, we were talking about it earlier, the timing isn't so awful for us because, assuming that it doesn't last a year or something crazy, at least it was kind of towards the end of our season. We're a seasonal business anyway. We slow down for the spring, late spring. So that, it's not horrible for us as far as it goes. We yearly slow down for the off season anyway, and sort of recoup, before summer starts. And so the timing, as far as that goes, is not awful. But it's just the insecurity of how long it's going to last and what happens. So everything's sort of in a little holding pattern. But as long as it's not more than a couple months or something, then things should proceed as planned for the most part for us. Yeah,
it looks like we might be off Facebook Live at the moment, but we're recording on Abby's computer anyway. So let's keep going, and then we can just post the full video to Facebook.
Cool.
So let's get screwed up. Yeah, I mean, that's obviously the tricky thing with all this is just not knowing when it's going to end, and everyone's just kind of sitting around. And, I guess what we've been doing at Bytes to kind of, bide our time is, it sounds like you guys are doing the same, but really like taking the time to reach out to customers and, have a conversation with them. And, overwhelmingly, we've been hearing that everyone's kind of in the same boat. And everyone's been really, supportive of each other. So yeah, I mean, obviously this is a very weird thing because it's just kind of this factor waiting game that nobody can do anything about.
Yeah, I think that nobody really has any experience with this kind of thing either. There's no precedent for it.
Right.
As a consumer and a business owner, like nobody really knows what the hell to do here now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, I don't feel like, all things equal, like I don't, as long as people can kind of stay afloat financially through this, if we can get our food service industry folks, and everybody that's, really on unplanned layoff right now, if we can get over this hurdle, if we can straddle this one, period of time, then I feel like we're going to come out of it fine.
Yep.
Especially here in Vermont. I mean, this is in the tourism business, especially this is the off season. Even for those bars and restaurants that are staying open for this time, it's slow now anyway, So if we can, just kind of muscle our way through these weird couple of months, I feel like we'll come out the other side okay.
Yeah.
I like your optimism.
Well, it's a good time too. I mean, you guys were kind of saying it before we started the video, but it's a good time to, build up your content on your website, start to, even stuff like digitizing videos. I think that these ideas that we do as we move through this, because, quite frankly, all of a sudden we've got the time, that, these ideas, a lot of them are going to be stuff that ends up being permanent that we realize, people really liked and, that we can use in the future. So yeah, it's definitely a great time to be, working on the website, maybe revising content or, writing blog posts or digitizing video, combining footage, getting your photos organized from past seasons so that it's easier to use next year. We're looking at it the same way, that we just kind of got to muscle through this, keep busy, engage with our customers and, the community at large and just kind of help where we can, I guess.
Yeah, plug for you guys. I mean, we, night and day for us a year ago. We had a website that was, okay when it was put in place by a great, local provider that we were very happy with. But it was dated. I mean, it hadn't been touched. It hadn't been updated in any significant way in like 10 years. And obviously, like, things like this are relevant now when they weren't necessarily 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So thank goodness for Burlington Bytes, frankly. I mean, what a,
yes.
If I could just like give you guys some serious props. I mean, we knew it would, be worth it in the end. It obviously took some work from mine. You guys obviously did the majority of the heavy lifting. But I mean, the difference it's made for our business has been massive. And frankly, like, we now, in some of this downtime, Andrew and I particularly have been, looking after our blog, creating more content than we ever have before. We always aspirationally are like, oh, we'll do blogs, we'll blog every week, we'll blog 3 times a week. And then winter comes and there's thousands of people and we don't do it. And if ever there's a time where we can actually try and do it, I mean, I think we've got more posts up in the last few weeks than we had in the last, several months. So, it's definitely a good time if people have it to like dig into their site a little bit. Obviously with like SEO and stuff like that, because what occurs to me is going to happen for a lot of businesses is suddenly like the floodgates are going to open back up.
Boom.
And
Yep.
demand for services like yours, like Burlington Bytes and whoever they might be working with for their AdWords or their SEO or whoever, suddenly there's going to be a lot of demand on those providers. And there's going to be a backlog. Like if you're trying to order seeds right now for your garden, good luck. Like that's the backlog you're going to get from providers like you guys in a couple months. As soon as everyone's like, all right, it's go time again. All right, let's go. And suddenly you guys are going to have this huge work order that you're trying to work through as fast as you can. Like, what a great time to be digging into some of those projects, like especially online, that have just kind of like stacked up in the background. And we're feeling pretty fortunate that it's even worthwhile, because if we hadn't built a new website, we'd be sitting on our hands like, shit, it would have been nice if we
I know.
website to continue to improve.
So psyched that we made the push to finish for the beginning of last winter.
Right, right.
Thanks for
Yeah.
helping us.
You know what you guys should do is you should you obviously have like patterns of stuff that happen every year, every winter up there. So, Bolton Race League, Mardi Gras, right? Christmas break, Martin Luther Day, right? So you have all these things that you know are going to happen. And, you hopefully you're aware that the blog on the website or just WordPress in general, you can add pages to it and either set a published date or just keep them in draft status. So to your point about like winter happens and you don't have time to blog, like write those blog posts now and just keep them, write the bulk of the content. And obviously you're going to have to like revisit them and put in the actual, like the start time, the DJ of the event. But now's a good time. You can kind of preload that content in so that next winter when it's time, you'll be able to just, fill in the details and hit publish, and it won't be such an onerous task to do on, Wednesday morning when you're trying to figure out if you're going to go like out and put out the fire on the mountain, whatever's happening that day, or if you're going to sit down and write a post. Because obviously, the blog, the posts, the content on the website always tends to fall to the back burner when ops get busy.
Pro tip.
Mm-hmm.
We've loved working with you guys. We're really proud of that website. We wanted to get it pushed out. I almost borderline would have probably done it for free. So it's
No.
it's been an awesome showpiece for us, and we've gotten a couple leads. I mean, it kind of was a play. We worked in some barter stuff with you guys so we could get season passes for the team, and that was, everyone was kind of pumped up about that. And yeah, we've definitely got leads. I had a guy call me from Massachusetts that has a landscaping company down there, and he wanted a website. We didn't end up doing business together. It wasn't a great fit, but he basically was reaching out because he saw the new website and saw our name in the footer. And apparently this guy grew up skiing at Bolton and comes back and watches your webcam, in his words, a couple times a week. So, it was a little bit of a strange to think that people are like logging in and watching the base area. But this dude apparently, there's a lot of them. So, it's a testament, I guess, to that community around Bolton Valley, and and the fact that people really want to engage with you, and let's more tools we can create to help them do that, the better. So
John McLaughlin streams it. He just leaves it open on his computer.
Yeah.
He's not the only one. We got people, if it ever, occasionally it'll go down on YouTube streaming or whatever. Sometimes it'll be down for like 30 seconds, and we got an email already like, "Hey, your webcam's down." It's like,
Bye.
in New Jersey.
Did I see that you guys got the one working on the top of the mountain?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. That one's the cool one. That's a view up there.
For sure. We're working on placement. We may move we may kind of move it around a little bit up top there, but
Sure.
But it's pretty sweet for sure.
Cool. So yeah, we're right about the half-hour mark here. I guess for anyone at home, I assume if you've got the means and you're a Bolton Valley skier, consider pre-buying your season's pass. I know it would probably help these guys a lot as they figure out cash flows getting through the off season. So if you're able, consider buying a season's pass or probably gift cards or prepping for next season, because at some point we're going to be out of this thing. And to anybody, I guess, thinking about summer camps and whatnot, or just mountain biking, keep an eye on the Bolton Valley website and their social media. And as soon as this thing lifts, let's get out there.
Can I make my first sales pitch on the early season pass sale? All right, super strange to do this. We've been scared to say much of anything because it's, a lot of people going through challenging times, but truly we're in this together. We've got kind of a four-parter in our head of like what sustains us, right? So it's our staff. Thank goodness for our staff. Can't wait to hire them all back for the winter, as many as we can this summer, but like hundreds of employees, turn the lifts and lights back on. Secondly, our guests, obviously, our customers, they're everything. Without them, we don't exist. We have, it's just, probably every ski resort says this, but our guests and our customers are truly the best on the planet. We love them. Third, our community. We are so lucky to live in this place, all of us. Pete, I know you're down in Huntington. Adam's up on, the mountain at Bolton Valley. Andrew and I are here in Burlington. Man, I'm out with my dog on the golf course, all the time. It's how lucky we are to be in this wonderful place. And those three things are core to us. The fourth thing, for us really is in order to take care of those three things properly is, like anyone else, our sustainability and viability as a business. Unfortunately, our reality is we are a small, I'd say fortunately really, but we are a small independent business. And like right now we're trying to figure out how to continue that momentum with like the season pass sale, which is so important to our sustainability as a business. If the capital sustains us through the summer, and this year, unfortunately, because of the last few weeks of the winter, it's actually going to be shoring up some accounts payable. Like we'll get you that check, Bytes. We promise. And I don't know. I don't think we may be caught up with you guys, but anyway, it's we're a small business like so many out there. So we're so grateful for those who are in a position that know this too will pass, and like can't wait to get back out on the hill with everyone next winter. And we're putting in payment plans for the first time ever to help people, if they're able, if it's a time where they know, the next winter will come and they'll want to be on the slopes. We're trying to make it as easy as it's ever been, push the deadline out a few weeks and offering payment plans. So whether you choose to come back or not, we're so grateful. And that's our first attempt at trying to sell something in the new world order here. Cut it if it doesn't.
No, I think that's kind of the spirit of camaraderie and solidarity, and everyone needs something right now. So I think I was on YouTube basically crying. I cried a little bit on YouTube this weekend, putting up a payroll protection program, and it's stressful. We're all trying to like pull our respective teams and businesses through this, and everyone's cash pretty much is dried up. So I guess let's wait this out and help each other where we can. And we're certainly planning on being back at Bolton next year. So yeah, let's just wait our way through this, work our way through this, and come up with some cool ways to evolve so that we're stronger on the backside of it.
No doubt.
Yep, pretty much that.
All right. Well, keep up the good work. You guys are doing awesome stuff online, and hope to see you up there as soon as the smoke clears and we can, start getting back outside and, doing normal activities.
Cool. Hope to see you up here soon.
All right. We'll close this with our jingle and talk to you soon.
Let's make it right. Together with Bytes.